For those of you who have been living under a rock for the past week, this is Joy Villa, a singer-songwriter who made quite a splash at the Grammys with her pro-Trump Make America Great Again dress. Seriously, let's all just take a moment to appreciate just how stunning she looks in this dress. Whichever side of this issue you may happen to be on, you cannot deny that she is rocking in that dress. As you would expect, Twitter had a meltdown quickly after the reveal, with such tweets as these. Fuck Donald Trump, and fuck that Joy Villa coon-ass bitch. Oh, this is my personal favorite. Just another silver spoon coon. How is that not incredibly racist? At the same time as a constant Twitter onslaught with SJWs stroking each other's virtue-signaling dicks, something else, in my opinion, far more interesting was happening. Joy Villa's album, I Make the Static, was ranked at number 543,502 on Amazon, but by the following morning it was at number 1. This, to me, is far more interesting than the constant squealing of Twitter SJWs. Now, I don't know anything about Joy Villa. I honestly had never heard of her before this year's Grammys. I have no idea how genuine her Trump support really is, and won't argue with you if you think this is nothing more than a stunt. It is clear from some of her past red carpet outfits that she definitely likes attention, so this probably is a stunt, but a very, very smart and lucrative stunt.
Villa has tapped into something I think more and more people in the entertainment industry will quickly catch on to, and that is the power of the purse when it comes to conservatives. Conservatives, and just right-leaning people in general, tend to have more disposable income than their left-leaning counterparts, and don't mind putting their money where their mouth is. There are other examples of this. Remember when the boycott of Chick-fil-A was a thing because the owner just simply stated his opinion about gay marriage? Well, how well did that work out? Chick-fil-A made 3 times the money they would have otherwise. Now, I don't happen to agree with the owner's stance on gay marriage, but I do support free speech and the free marketplace of ideas. So anytime there's a boycott for someone simply stating their own opinion, I will throw some money in to show my support for free speech. There is also a more recent example of this. After the riots at UC Berkeley to prevent Milo Yiannopoulos from speaking to a group of young Republicans on campus, the pre-orders for Milo's new book Dangerous went through the roof. That's what's called voting with your wallet, and I believe Villa was fully aware of the reaction she would receive for her pro-Trump dress by both the left and the right. That in no way takes away from her bravery for wearing such a dress to an event filled with people prepared to hate her for it. She was basically wearing a meat suit into a den of hungry lions. So what's the difference between the right and the left when it comes to spending power? Well, when you have one side that spends 4 or more years earning a bachelor's degree in something like sociology or gender studies, which has virtually no real-life market value whatsoever, and they come out the other end with a mountain of student loan debt and end up having to take a part-time job bagging groceries or something like that because their degree is basically useless in real-world applications, while on the other side you have some of them just skipping higher education altogether and going ahead and joining the workforce, gaining experience and working their way up, while others opt to go to a trade school for far, far less than a 4-year college and come out the other side with marketable skills for which there is always demand. The irony of all this is you have one side constantly calling the other side uneducated and dumb. Well, it would seem that one side is able to pay its bills and stay out of their parents' basement.
Who's the dummy now?
This is just my theory. I did a Google search to try to find some evidence to back this up, but I couldn't find anything concrete. I could be wrong, and if you can provide evidence to the contrary, I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. I do have bias, but more importantly, I'm about the truth. But that theory is the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, for those of you who want to make the argument that the left has spending power of its own, all I can say to you is Ghostbusters. Answer the call. By any reasonable standard, the movie flopped hard. But why? Well, aside from the fact that the movie wasn't very good, it pushed an over-the-top left-leaning political ideology about New Age feminism down everyone's throats. Either you support this movie, or you're a misogynistic, homophobic, woman-hating racist.
Basically, Sony put all its chips on the SJW and their elk showing up in droves to support a girl power movie. However, that just didn't happen. At last count, the film lost Sony about $70 million. Even though they did their best to spin the box office numbers into a positive, by every measure, this film was a failure. In conclusion, I feel that the left has, already lost their minds, and soon they're going to lose the entertainment industry, and once Hollywood turns on them, what will they have left? Well, basically just the mainstream media, and Americans are growing less and less trusting of them every day. I think the time for some soul-searching and self-reflection on the left is long overdue.